love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always
Namaste friends, this is President Krishna Sharma. In today's lecture of blockchain, we are going to be seeing quite some interesting things. We are going to be seeing the different types of networks. We are going to be seeing what a trustless environment is and where blockchain actually scores. And we're also going to be seeing about digital signature. So let's actually dive into lecture 3. Okay, I'm excited. So in today's lecture, it is going to be blockchain lesson number 3. So the previous lecture we saw about what is a centralized, what is a decentralized, what is the advantage and what is a disadvantage of each, and where does blockchain actually fit in, and the advantages of blockchain as well as the disadvantage of blockchain as of today. So in today's lecture, we'll also be seeing about the centralized and decentralized, and I'll be telling you why. Okay, so it is not like I'm not repeating just for the sake of repeating. I have a plan. Okay, and maybe you guys can actually tell me in the feedback in the comments whether the plan was good or not. So in today's agenda, what we are going to be seeing is what is a trustless environment, what is a Merkle tree, what is a digital signature, what are all the different networks available, and where does blockchain actually fit in, and like always you can actually contact me. So the very first thing is, what is a trustless environment? So let's actually take a step back. What is a trust? Trust is you actually believe some person who have actually gained their reputation, or they've actually acted in a very integral manner, which has actually got you trust. I mean, they actually honored their word and they did exactly what they said, and they're very good employees or very good friends, where you can actually trust them with some certain things. Okay, so that is called the trust. What is a trustless thing? Hey, you know what? I don't trust any person. My experience has been like, it's, no person is trustworthy. They actually get the information, they actually use it against me, and I don't like it. Okay, so, I really don't know what is what. So blockchain, what it actually does is, right from the beginning, it actually works on the trustless environment. And that is why I keep telling you that blockchain is what, is one of my favorite digital technology, because we want to build a transparent and honest society. So that is what I keep telling you, right, in the last 2 lectures. So blockchain, it actually starts with the trustless. I don't trust any person. Okay, trust is not something blockchain actually recognizes. Okay, so whereas a traditional system, we actually trust a person, and then we actually we actually start at the beginning, and then we learn a lesson. But blockchain, there is no problem. Everything is trustless, and it'll only remain trustless. All right. So let's actually take this picture. Okay. So in this picture, let me see whether I can actually zoom in. So yeah, I'm zooming in. So if you see this picture, I have a party A and I have a ledger. Okay. So every party has a ledger. Okay. And everything has been connected. So what it actually happens is, when there is an interaction between one party, the other party, and stuff of that nature, your ledger is actually copied here. So remember, I told you the trustless and stuff. So that is what is actually happening here. All right. Now let's see what a Merkle tree design is. So in a blockchain, a typical blockchain design, the Merkle trees are used to create as something called as a lightweight digital fingerprint. Well, what is a lightweight digital fingerprint? I'm not understanding. Well, back in those days, we used to go to the bank, whether we get a loan or whether we actually open an account, or whatever it is, we used to read a bunch of papers and then we used to sign it. So the papers has got a bunch of rules and regulations and, what if and what not and stuff of that nature, right? So you go there, you show your ID, and then you submit your documents, and then you actually sign it. So here in blockchain, as I said, any person from any part of the world can actually happening. Today also you actually see e-sign or digital sign. It is just like the same thing. You actually open up an account sitting anywhere. They actually send you a page with all the rules and regulations and the conditions, and then towards the end you have a small checkbox telling that I consent. Okay, by clicking on this checkbox, you say I consent. You click on that, boom, it's done. So that is your digital signature. Okay, so this Merkle tree gives a digital signature. So how does it Merkle tree actually works? Let's actually zoom in and let's actually see this. So you have a hash, you have a hash AB, hash CD. The hash is the signature that you actually put like secretly coding. So this gets split into hash A and hash B, and this gets split into hash C and hash D. So these are 4 different transactions. Okay, so this is how the Merkle tree actually works. In other words, the digital signature, what it actually happens is you have a private password, which is a secret. Okay, and then you have a public password, which is secret. So basically a private person actually sends a hello, and this is a password to the file which has been locked, and then you actually, a person on the other side actually receives it, using a public password. Okay, if something is like, say suppose you actually put on a Google Drive or a Zoom meeting or anything of that nature where you actually share, you have your own password and you actually allow other persons by using a password to enter the meeting or like your documents, right? So this is kind of a digital signature. How does it actually work? Let's take a deep dive. So this is the original document. Now the original document is, say like Prasannan is taking the class, and I don't want persons to know that I'm taking the class. So for every P I add 7, for every R I add 1, for every A I add 2. So I put this algorithm 7 1 2 blah 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 blah, the hash function, and what I do is I encrypt the hash with my private key. Okay, so this is my document. I put this hash function like the 701 I told you, and then it is actually encrypted. Okay, and then I do have a public key to actually retrieve it. Okay, and then I have a signed document. All right, so this is how the digital signature works. So what are all the different networks there? We saw of the centralized, decentralized. So today we are going to introduce one more thing called distributed. Okay, so in a centralized system, there is only one person who takes care of everything, and that is what we saw like Facebook and Quora are centralized systems. A decentralized is there is no single point of failure. It is kind of every person has an authority and every person can actually do it. So it does not have a single point of failure like a centralized system. Okay, so this is the decentralized, and these are all the nodes that we actually discussed in lecture 2. And the third one that we are going to be seeing is distributed. The distributed is actually distributed across. Okay, so it is not only in America, it is distributed in India, Africa, Asia. So it is like kind of distributed. So in a distributed, the best part is there is no authority, or everyone has the authority. So a single piece of paper like this ledger that we actually saw here. Okay, so this is like distributed. So this ledger is actually distributed. So the same thing is actually happening. So there is no one single person which actually holds that, hey, this is this thing. It's like, everybody has an authority. So there's a completely a flat hierarchy. A flat hierarchy is there is nothing like this is my leader, I need to follow this manager, director, manager, employee, nothing of that nature. Everybody is a leader here. Okay, so that is a distributed architecture. I trust I did I did explain some of the concepts. Thank you.
Namaste friends, I trust you have actually enjoyed my blockchain lecture. Remember what a trustless environment is, and remember what are the different types of networks, centralized, decentralized and distributed, and see how blockchain actually fits in there. And you can remember the Merkle and the hash signature at a high level, and we will be seeing more and more as we go. Okay, like always, I would like to thank 2 persons. One is you for giving me a golden time, and the other is my wife Jayashree for allowing me to follow my passion. Till we see next time.